What's going on, man? This is me, Christian Lawrence, also known as Chris Lawrence, Chris the Kid Cuts. I go by a lot of names, but Chris Lawrence.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, ooh, I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine.
Fox and Big Bad Harold. Tune in, y'all.
When life switch to sports mode, hold it in the road. When you get so mad you can explode, hold it in the road. Bro, just stay focused on your goal. Don't let them crack the mold. The finish line straight ahead, bro. Hold it in the road. When life switch to sports mode, hold it in the road.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Holding the Road with Mr. Gray Fox, Big Bad Harold. Today, we have the pleasure of sitting down with journalist. Let me make sure I get it all right now. Journalist, barber, content creator.
Yeah.
Christopher Cuts Lawrence.
Almost Christian Lawrence.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, you good.
All right, bro, before we get this party started, I got to ask you this right here. We're going to do it a little bit different because you told me you was an athlete.
Right.
Before we get into anything else, LeBron, Kobe, or MJ?
As far as like who I'm picking,
Who's the GOAT?
Mike.
Mike?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, you originally from?
I'm from Tampa.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Tampa, Florida. Born
Class of?
I graduated high school in 2019, and I went to a lot of schools growing up. I was always moving around a lot. I had 8 other brothers and sisters, so I grew up in a blended family.
8?
8, man. I had some
Okay.
from my mom's side, some from my dad, and then I had stepbrothers and stepsisters. So
Okay.
we was all, we made it work. I remember some tough times. We was always moving around a lot. But as far as school goes, I think I went to like 7 different schools.
Mm-hmm.
I went to 2 high schools.
Mm-hmm.
And the high school out in Tampa, I went to George Steinbrenner's high school. And if you're familiar with George Steinbrenner, he was the old owner of the Yankees.
Okay, yeah.
So I went to his high school for sports, and then I transferred to another high school called Gaither. Gaither, they've always been like a prominent school. I transferred there to get more looks as far as basketball, but I did graduate from Gaither in 2019. Then I went on to attend FAMU. Everybody know, the biggest HBCU out there. Yes, sir. And I graduated with a broadcast journalism degree in 2023.
Okay. Now let's back up a minute because you told me your balling skills. So you was out there on the hardwood.
Man, so actually my first sport, believe it or not, was soccer.
Okay.
I started out when I was 3 years old, I believe.
Yeah.
And then I transitioned to football at 4 years old. I mean, in Florida, like everybody, they start pretty young. So transitioned to football. My dad, he actually played in college. And obviously the goal for me was to go to the league.
Football? Or?
Yeah, football, yes, sir.
Okay.
So my father, he went to D1 AA school called Cheney University up in Pennsylvania. So my family, my dad's side is from Philly. My mom's side is from a small country town in Florida called Denellen, right outside of Ocala. So, yeah, the goal was for me to go to the league, and as far as football, but I wasn't like a big contact type of guy. I was always fast and quick.
Yeah.
But I remember by the time I was 8 years old, I had like 3 concussions. So
Yeah.
But I stopped playing in 8th grade, and then I started playing basketball when I was in 6th grade. I always loved it. My favorite player growing up was Steph.
Okay.
I could relate to him a lot. He was a small, undersized guy. Always had to work for everything he got. Yeah, he could always shoot really good, and that was my specialty. I was always a good shooter. As far as high school, I averaged 18 and 6 my senior year. I got some D2 and D3 looks, but not D1. I wasn't to that standard as of yet. I also graduated when I was 17, so I graduated really early. So yeah, man, that was my passion. I played sports growing up. I never really tapped into my creative side until I got to college.
Now, check this out.
Yeah.
You get a steal.
Mm-hmm.
You coming down the court. You finna bang that thing or you finna lay it up?
In high school, I could only lay it up. If I laid it up, I'll probably slap the glass or I'll try to do like a reverse lay.
Right.
You know how Kyrie be doing those type of finishes.
Yeah.
But I started dunking going into my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as in-game dunks, I wasn't dunking in high school
okay.
in-game. But in AAU, I did have a couple dunks because AAU is a little more relaxed, you know.
So no Vince Carter, you finna, put your elbow in the ring and nothing like that there.
I wasn't that guy when it came to that. But shooting, I'll bust a couple threes on you.
Fam, you brought you to Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Immediately after high school?
Immediately after. So growing up, I kind of knew FAMU was going to be my school. I'm a fourth generation Rattler.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if I got the generations right, but my uncle went, my grandfather, my mother, my cousin, a sister, brother, and another cousin. So
okay.
I don't know how many generations that is.
But, okay.
Yeah.
So, fam, you in the bloodline?
Essentially, yeah.
That's exactly what's up.
Yes, sir.
Before we go further now, because like I said, we ask everybody this question, and we'll be doing you a huge disservice if we don't ask. Now, I'm going to give you Pac and Biggie.
Mm-hmm.
Top 5 MCs all time.
Top 5?
Top 5. What's your top 5?
You know me, I'm only 22, so I gotta speak.
Hey man, it's on you,
too.
bro. Your top 5 gonna be different from my top 5.
In no particular order.
And no judgment.
No judgment. All right. Obviously, you got to put Pac and Biggie in there.
Now we.
You know what I'm saying? You got Wayne. I got Lil Wayne.
Okay. A lot of people don't give Wayne his credit now.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Andre 3 Stacks because I feel like he's always left out.
Okay.
I like Jay-Z, but I don't think he, you know.
It's yours.
I like Jay-Z, but I'm not the biggest fan. I'll give him his respect. MC, can I put an artist in there? Like someone
do
that
your
does
thing,
anything?
bro. Do your thing.
I'm gonna do 2 more. A lot of people don't talk about them or give them their credit. I'll say Pharrell Williams.
Oh yeah.
And Kanye West.
Oh yeah.
In no particular order. But the reason I say those 2 is because they can not only rap, they can not only sing with melodies, they can produce, they can write. They're creatives. They own, they're over fashion brands. A lot of people don't know, but Pharrell Williams was the second black man to be over Louis Vuitton, the whole fashion, over that department. And Kanye, we obviously know whatever he puts out is a hit. No matter what, whether it be clothes, shoes, interviews, anything. So that would be my top 5.
Oh yeah. I'm a big fan of all those you just mentioned, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's dive back into FAMU for a minute, bro.
Okay.
Your college experience. I mean, what got you into journalism?
So originally, I came into FAMU wanting to be an orthodontist. I had just got my braces off, man. I remember it was a long process, but it was worth it. So me, I'm all about trusting the process, as Joel Embiid would say. So I wanted to do that because I wanted to help people out. I've always been someone to encourage somebody or help people out. And I know with a lot of people's teeth, it could be insecurity. So I said, okay, I could do this, make people have a better smile, show off that grill a little bit, and then also get some good money with it. But when it got down to the details and everything, I know I really wasn't a scientist or a mathematician. I was more of a creative. So what made me switch to journalism was, I remember my father and I had a conversation about playing sports. And as I mentioned earlier, I had D2 and D3 offers, but I wanted to come to FAM because they are D1, but they're a smaller D1 school. So I was like, okay, I could try to make the team or whatever. My freshman year, I ended up making the first cut, but not the second cut. And then my second year was COVID, so no walk-ons. And after that, I kind of just gave it up. But what I wanted to stick with journalism is because I knew I could speak with athletes, be around that type of realm, be a on air personality or something like that. So that's what made me switch into journalism.
Did you get to do any of that over there? I mean, where did you intern at? Did you?
Man, so it's crazy. I never really interned with anybody, but my grandfather, he's a photographer, and I always had a lot of creative friends growing up. So I kind of just took a page from everybody and made it to my own book,
Right.
That's how I like to see it is I took a page and made it to my own book. So I've gotten past a lot of my peers from just being in different rooms with different people. Say, for instance, even in this room, I'm getting little ideas. The creativity is buzzing already. So I would do that. I didn't have a particular internship, but it was kind of just me putting my brain to work.
That's exactly what's up.
Yeah.
I got to ask you this, man, because this is sort of a hot topic.
Yeah.
Your time at FAM, what did you guys spring break at?
Spring break. So freshman year, we had COVID, man. So my college experience
Was kind of...
It was a little dull, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, we had COVID. I spent spring break at home at the crib, but it was a good time because I was able to be by myself and really lock in, reflect on what happened my freshman year, see things I could have done better, things I've, just a self-reflection. So that's why I spent spring break at my freshman year. Sophomore year, I went to Clearwater Beach. That's right outside of Tampa. I just hung out with some friends, chilled there for a little bit. Junior year, by that time, I met my girl, so...
Oh, yeah.
What do we do? I think we took a cruise or something. I don't know.
Okay.
And then senior year, I was really locked in with, as far as cutting. I was on, the mission trying to stack up and get towards my other business goals.
Right. So no wild times, you know what I'm saying? And none of that from the college experience, you know what I'm saying? You was more locked in and goal driven.
And that's the thing about me. I call myself a popular loner. A lot of people know me, but I'm really cool with like being by myself or that close knit. Like growing up, I said I had a lot of brothers and sisters, so that's really my friends right there. And then I got a couple, maybe 2 or 3, solid. I'm not gonna say I don't have solid homies, but I'm saying that I talk to on a daily basis. So I did have my fun, but at the end of the day, I knew what I was here for. I'm not, penny loafing. I'm not trying to graduate in 6, 7 years, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it. So
right. That's what's up. Well, I had to ask that, man, because man, they done came out. I mean, they just got a full blitz on spring break, man. They just trying to just cancel that all together. You know what I mean? They don't, especially us. Yeah. They don't want us nowhere.
Yeah. Man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can remember back when. Over there in Panama City Beach, they had ripped the runway over there. And Panama City Beach looked like Daytona Beach. And that's probably, a little bit too far back for you.
Right.
But right now Freaknik is being brought up into the spotlight.
Yeah.
But spring break down there in Daytona, off the chain. Good Lord, it was off the chain.
This year or
no? In days past, I mean they done basically wrecked it all over the place now. You know what I'm saying? But when they had ripped the runway over there in Panama City,
right?
And
BET's travel all over.
Yeah, and
I think my dad did show me a couple of videos, but he said a big one was in Panama City too.
That's what I'm saying. That's Panama City Beach.
I thought you were saying Daytona.
No, that's where it was really popping off at, right?
Oh.
But when Panama City Beach started looking like Daytona, they started putting the brakes on spring break altogether. And that kind of is done trended pretty much all over the place. You know what I mean? But getting back into FAM, you was pursuing a degree in journalism, and then you got a trade in what is that? What, cosmetology?
Yeah. So, like I said, I've always been a creative. So, The only reason I went to school, my bad, I forgot to tell y'all this, but I actually had a full ride scholarship with my grades. So
Okay.
I've always been locked in here and here and here as far as like that's how I grew up. Since I had a lot of brothers and sisters, my parents and a support group that was around us. It wasn't just my parents who raised us, it was my grandparents, aunts, uncles, family, friends. They was always like on us, like they don't want us to be in the streets, none of that. So I was always pushing myself to get to that next level, whatever it be. So I knew, I was like, okay, I'm not a D1 athlete, but I'm a D1 student. You know? Coming out of school, I had a 4.6 GPA out of high school, man.
Wow, boy.
Yeah.
Hey, I was on the other end of the spectrum, man. You understand what I'm talking about?
You know what I'm saying? So I was always like, I know it's going to be tough for my parents to pay for me to go to college. So I was like, okay, like how can I help myself and help them out? And I did it with my grades. And I had a 4.6 because I had college courses while I was in high school. So I took and passed a lot of college courses too. So I had that 4.6, and then it allowed me to get the Florida Bright Future Scholarship. And I came to school, and I was like, okay, college is not really hard. It's about doing your work and
Staying focused,
all that good jazz. But I knew I couldn't sit down at a cubicle 9 to 5 all day. That wasn't me. Like even just how I dress, I like to dress how I want. I like to travel when I want. I like to say what I want. I like to have my own platform. So how I got my own trade was my cousin, her name is China. She's another barber in the Tallahassee area. Our grandmothers are sisters, so I didn't have any older male cousins on my mom's side, and that's the side that I really grew up on. On my dad's side, everybody lived in Philly, as I was saying. But she was a person who I looked up to. She was my older cousin. And I remember we would be like 6 or 7 years old, and she would just bring us into the bathroom and act like she was lining us up. She didn't have any clippers at that point, but it was with, a brush or a comb. So that has always kind of been in the back of my mind. And the first person who started cutting my hair was my dad's good friend. His name was Berto. Yeah. That's why I asked if the guy Berto you guys interviewed was Hispanic, but his name was Alberto. And he was a Hispanic guy. He went to high school with my dad, and he would always line me up and stuff. So I remember him. He was always a real cool dude. I was like, okay. He had some money in his pocket. I was like, dang, maybe I never thought about it, but I could be a barber one day. And I remember the first time I cut one of my little brother's hair. I was 13 years old. I was lining him up, and the clipper slipped, and it cut his eyebrow.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so that definitely scarred me for a little bit.
Emotional damage.
No, for real, man. I remember I was crying because I really care about people. I care about helping others. Yeah. And I didn't pick it up until COVID, and I believe COVID was a really good turning point in my life. I was able to sit down and say, okay, even if people aren't able to go back to their jobs, some people were losing their jobs, getting laid off, losing money. I said a barber, like, they're self-employed. They can make their own hours. Everybody always gonna need a cut, you know?
Oh yeah.
So I said, okay, let me do this again. And I just started picking up the clipper, and I was like, dang, like I'm actually pretty good at this. I probably just all these hours of me watching my cousin and watching Berto just in the shop all day. I kind of just picked it up secondhand, and what I would do is I would start posting my videos and pictures of my brothers that I would cut, and people would just be hitting me up like, yo, like, can I get a cut? Can I slide through? I was like, okay, bet. So I was trapping, out the garage as everybody starts, And then I came back to fam, and I enrolled myself into cosmetology school, and I actually went to World Class Academy down right here off of Orange Street, I believe it is.
While you're pursuing your journalism?
While I'm doing that. So I was taking 6 classes, and in between my classes, I would go to barber school and go back to my classes. And I also had a job at Target, working at Target. So I was like pedal to the metal. But I always remember telling myself, like, I'm built for this. Like, this ain't nothing, It's easy.
Man, that drive is unbelievable. Me and Harold, man, we done sat down and we done talked to some entertainers. We done talked to law enforcement officers, you know what I'm saying? We done talked to content creators. So far, we've talked to a very diverse group. And I'm going to tell you this here, bro. That drive is off the charts that you got, man. I mean, it is amazing. You know what I mean?
Appreciate that, bro.
Man, that drive, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's off the charts.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, it's off the charts, man.
See, but the thing is, thank y'all for that. The thing is, growing up, man, I wouldn't say it was always a healthy thing, but I remember my stepdad, he would always push us so hard to where like, okay, like this not nothing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
This not nothing. And I got that drive from sports too. I was always trying to be the best.
Mm-hmm.
And anything that I do, I'm always trying to be the best.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that to be the best, you have to work the hardest. There's no shortcuts to success. So even like on a normal day-to-day basis, what I do now is get up, go to the gym, go to the shop, record at the shop, come home, record or edit my content, watch some barber tutorials. And I'm actually in a barber course right now, just getting better every day. Because I know if I'm not getting better, that next person, they're going to pass me. Like, you know, and I know that it's okay to take off days. I do take my off days to stay healthy. But for the most part, like, man, I'm all in anything that I do, so. Man,
let me tell you something. I told you now, I wrote down some questions to ask you. But as I'm talking to you, I'm about ready to throw these damn questions, you know what I mean? Because, look here, bro. Now, your family lineup, where do you fall in that lineup? You know what I'm saying? Oldest, youngest, you in the middle?
So, my mother and father, they were never married. They had me, I'm the oldest from them. And then my mother has 3 other kids. So, my mom has 4 in total, but I'm the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
And my father has 2 other kids, and I'm the oldest from them. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 step siblings.
Mm-hmm.
But all of them are older than me except 1. So I say 8, but it's really like more than 8, but 8 that I actually grew up in the house with, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah. You know, man, you blazing a trail.
Yeah.
For the ones that's coming behind you.
Thank you, man.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this right here, bro. Those siblings are extremely important. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Extremely.
It's a lot to learn from.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can either follow that path or you could learn, hey, look here, that's a path that I don't want to follow.
Yeah.
And the trail that you blazing, man, I mean, it's just, it's unreal, man. I'm so impressed, bro. I done forgot my damn next question, where I wanted to go. You're traveling.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I mean, you Mr. International. You know what I'm talking about?
I try to be, you know.
Oh, yeah? Now where did that, where was the first country you visited outside of the United States?
First country was Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what exact age I was, but I remember going on a mission trip with my church.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom and I went. That was the first country I went to, but I remember when I was a little kid, like I thought I had it rough, but I seen these people in the islands,
mm-hmm.
like these people like look like us, you know. I'm like, dang, like they got it worse, but at the same time they don't, because I was speaking to my uncle the other day, and I was saying like, man, how come all these, you know, the Afro-Caribbeans, they seem like they got it the worst? And he was like, nah, they really don't. I was like, what you mean? He's like, if they cut the power grid off on this earth, who's gonna be straight?
Yeah.
And I had to think about it, and he said, think about it. And it was my Uncle Dale who told me this, but he was like, nah, man, if they cut the power grid off on this earth, they're gonna be straight. And I said, why? He said, because these people are able to stick to the more traditional ways of living. They don't need technology.
Right.
They know how to grow their own food from the earth.
Oh,
They
yeah.
know how to live off the land. They know how to make their own clothes. They know how to wash their clothes. So it's little things like that. But every time I travel, it always opens up my mind to different perspectives.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right now. Yeah, it's like live. On the side. What type of fade you want? Like a mid fade, like a shadow fade, right? Yeah, mid shadow. I'll do a shadow. Shadow. Yeah, I'll do a shadow, bro. Want to do take face right here or anything? Yeah, just give me right. Okay, no worries. I'm running a little bit. That's all, bro. Oh, you in, bro? Gotcha. Yes. I ain't thought that quite yet. We got the edit. Oh my gosh.
No, why? Looks like, bro, it kind of like a lightning. I don't know, man.